Politicians in Ghana, the season of smiles. It was another election year in Ghana. The streets of Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, and Cape Coast were painted with bright posters of smiling politicians. Men and women who suddenly discovered that the sun rose every day just for the people. They wore local smocks, batakari, and kente cloth, sat cross-legged with fishmongers in the market, and ate kenke with their bare hands under mango trees. They shook hands with everyone, including children who didn't know who they were. "We will bring you good roads," they promised, standing on wooden platforms under large, colorful canopies. "We will build more schools for your children," they declared. "We will make sure every home has water and electricity." In those weeks, they were the most humble human beings on earth. They knelt before chiefs, hugged old women selling tomatoes, and danced awkwardly to local drums while trying to blend in. Enter Kofi Komik, the voice of the street. Kofi Komik was the town's most beloved troublemaker. Not in a bad way. He just had a way of saying what everyone was thinking but was too afraid to say. Short, round-bellied, with eyes that seemed to always be laughing, Kofi never missed a campaign rally. During one rally, he grabbed the microphone after the politician finished speaking. "Honorable, you say you'll build us roads," he began, scratching his head. "But please, the last 4 people who came here also promised roads. Now, the only thing moving fast in our town is dust. Do you plan to build roads? Or more dust?" The crowd burst into laughter. The politician chuckled nervously, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Ah, my brother, we will surely deliver this time." "Deliver?" Kofi replied. "We've been in labor for 12 years waiting for your delivery. The baby is tired." The campaign drama. In the days leading to the election, politicians turned into actors. They carried babies they'd never met before, even when the babies screamed in fear. They bought food for people and paid for public transport fares. They wore torn slippers to look just like the ordinary man. They even spoke in exaggerated local languages to impress the crowd. "My people, I am here for you. I will die for you," one shouted, before quickly adding under his breath. Not literally, of course. Kofi Komik would always whisper loudly in the crowd, "They will die for us." But only after they've finished eating our money. After the victory, the elections ended. The politicians won. The music stopped. The canopies were gone. The roads remained broken. The water pipes were still dry. The smiling faces on posters were now only seen in government offices, behind thick glass doors. Appointments had to be booked weeks in advance to even greet them. The market women who once hugged them now had to pass through security checks just to hand over a petition. The youth who chanted their names in rallies were now unemployed, standing under neem trees, playing drafts, and wondering when change would come. Kofi's final question. One hot afternoon, Kofi Komik saw one of the politicians passing in a convoy of black SUVs. He waved them down, and the politician reluctantly stepped out. Kofi smiled and asked, "Honorable, remember me? The one who asked about the roads?" "Yes, yes," the politician replied, clearly in a hurry. "Good," Kofi said, leaning forward. "We are still in labor, Honorable. Should we start looking for another doctor?" The crowd around them exploded with laughter. The politician forced a grin, got back into his car, and sped off. Moral of the story. In Ghana, every election season is filled with hope, promises, and sweet words. But real change comes not from the actors on stage, but from citizens who hold them accountable long after the campaign songs have faded. Share your opinion with me at the comments section. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Lucas Vibes, your house of entertainment.